Well, hello and welcome back to LTB Farms. It's getting dark already. I've already expressed how much I dislike going into fall and winter time because it gets dark so early. You barely get home, get your clothes changed, and get something to and feed yourself, and then it's time to go feed everything else. All right, so for tonight, got a couple of things we're going to get done real quick. I've got feed to unload, bag feed to get unloaded. We'll also have some hay to get moved. We'll feed the cows. And of course, we'll feed the sheep. What do you say we get started before it gets any darker? Alright, so one of the first things I'm going to have to do is get the bucket off the tractor and get the forks back on. I have to get that done. Feed unloaded first so that I can get the cow's feed. We'll get the forks locked down. I don't know why, but the forks are a lot easier with that quick connect bucket. Issue getting switched out. Whoop. Back up. Makes it kind of hard when the truck's parked. It's not level, so sometimes you can get one fork where it needs to be on the pallet. Gotta go get the other. Alright, I think we might have it now. Gotta be careful with this because the ground is so rough here that even though I've got good weight on the back, it starts bouncy and it can get out of hand in a hurry. Found that out the hard way one day. I'll get this unloaded real quick, get the cows fed. Then we'll start on the lambs. No. Move. Move. Don't know how much of that you could see, but unfortunately that's part of the problem that you have when you have a small herd of cows and they're pretty much pets. They have very little respect for your personal space, and you run into that problems with cows, sheep, goats, doesn't matter. When they feel comfortable with you, unfortunately they can often get you in pretty bad predicaments, especially the cows, since they're 1,000-pound animals. So anyway, get the buckets made for the sheep. We've had to adjust our feed ration just a little bit because I didn't have access to what we normally feed. So I'm going to have to spend a couple of minutes kind of recalculating just a little bit. So I'm going to go ahead and put you in the barn in there with the screaming sheep. while I figure this all out. So, hope you don't mind. Yeah. If you think they're really cute right now, it'll take them about 15 seconds to be very nerve-wracking. If that long. If you haven't had enough of the cute little ones yet. Alright. Real quickly, what I was saying about recalculating rations, there's a couple of things. One, the feed that they're used to is a little bit larger pellet mixed with some other things. Unfortunately, I could not get that today because we were out. So I have a replacement, so I have to take that into consideration. The difference in the protein levels, the difference in the pellet size as far as their chewing satisfaction and making them feel full, okay? So I had to take that into consideration. Now, we moved the mama with new babies back with the ewe lambs because ewes just naturally, automatically require a different protein and fat level. So the lactating mama, her requirements are closer to what a growing ewe lamb is. So she's in with them. Still have the rams off to themselves, and we've got a bucket for them too that's configured just a little bit different. So I'm going to quit dancing around in circles here and start getting everybody fed, all right? It's a little dark for me to take you in there with me. So I'm going to have to set you up here somewhere. See if I can find a spot. It gets a lot quieter in here once the buckets are empty. Okay, next thing I got to do is I'm going to work on getting hay in here. To get hay in here, I'm going to have to come through here. Yeah, and right up here, set it on the table here, and then disperse it where it needs to go. I need to do that while they're busy, because if I don't, that will be an issue. So, a couple things that's got to happen. Ready to go for a ride? Here we go. Ooh, up. Good job. You held on very well. Okay. So far, so good. A couple of backup and regroups, but nothing torn up. I bumped my bald head. Okay. I know this is kind of a weird thing with the camera, but I'm doing the best I can. This is going to take over to the rams, so I'll be right back. We'll get this middle metal paddle that you're riding on tied back up to this wire. All right, that should be about the size of it. Whew. So fat boy's about wore out. Got to go get the water on. Got to get water for the ewe lambs, and at least some in the tractor tank. I still had some from last night, but I still got to get some in there so that I can get the cows' tanks. I'll need to get that hay net up so I don't forget. Oh, got to close the panel to the barn. Still, yeah, trying to do this, handle the camera and all that. You ever handled the tarp or a piece of plywood when it's windy? Yeah, that's what handling these panels are like sometimes. It's that time for you to wait for me in the truck, because it's going to be too dark to take you with me. I'll put the light over here. Anyway, it's going to be too dark to take you with me to do the cows' tanks. So, for tonight, I guess that's going to be it. So let me put you in the truck, get you a nice comfy seat, a little bit warmer place to wait on me, because it is getting a little cool out here. It's going to be a chilly ride to the bottom on the tractor. But oh well. Alright. Good night. Well, hello, and welcome to another day on the farm. Taking a little walk on the pasture. It's time to make another pasture move, and just want to check and see if there's been much recovery on the grasses. We're kind of stuck between the cold season and warm season grasses. Take a walk out here and see what it looks like. Well, it's not prime or optimal, but there has been a bit of regrowth. As you can tell, the weather has turned off very fallish today. It's cool to me. I'm freezing. My wife and them aren't bothered much by it, but I'm freezing. Anyway, as you can tell, I switched out the flannel for a hoodie. But the grasses are not optimal by any means. You'd love it to be at least 6 or 8 inches deep, but no more head than is in the group. It should be doable. Now this down here, this grass right down there gets out of hand in a hurry, and it gets large, thick, and tough real fast, real easy. So it's hard to keep this stuff good for grazing for the sheep, especially when there's the more tender over here. Even though sparse, it's still a bit more tender. Sorry about the wind. So now we're going to go check the top part of this field. This is the largest field we have on this side of the property. It runs from the highway frontage up there all the way back, just shy of those round bales right back there. So pretty good sized field for that number of head. That's why I think it would be okay for a short period of time. As we make our way into this field, I want to encourage you to check out another young YouTuber. They've been talking to me about it for a while, and I just trying to encourage them to go ahead and get started, and they have. It's called Buckeye Heaven Outdoors. That's Buckeye Heaven Outdoors. So make sure to head over there, subscribe to the channel, give them a like on their videos. So there's a few shorts up there now, so make sure to like those. Check out the videos, you'll enjoy them, and let them know that we sent you their way. Buckeye Heaven Outdoors, that's the name of the YouTube channel. So make sure to check it out, all right? So as we look at this pasture, not very good. And yeah, the goat weed has sure made a comeback after a couple rains, unfortunately. So you put these two fields together, and we have about half a field that's that might have something reasonably substantial on it for him. He's always up for a pet. Martin, there's Martin. Yeah. Martin is the last of the rams that we've not put with a specific group of ewes to kind of see what he produces genetically. In the past, we've taken a particular ram, put them with a particular group of ewes, just to see what kind of little ones we get. So he's the last one to, I guess you could say, test and see specifically what his offspring look like, how they turn out. So he's going to be in a happy place very soon. Bandit's not going to be real happy because they're buddies. They've been together pretty much since they were babies. Go discuss it with my wife. And see if we want to go ahead and bring them over for maybe a week. Alright, well, got both feet to unload. So I got the bin out there. Take it down to a low gear, low and slow. those of you that are not familiar with these bags, there's a spout on the bottom here, right here, that has this drawstring right there. Don't know how well you can see that. Yeah, there we go. Has a drawstring, so undo that drawstring. Then it has another tie on the spout that, don't know if I can do it one-handed. Are you ready? Okay. Are you ready? Now to get full and to stop at the spout, like that, I usually take my pocket knife and split that spout in a couple of places. It'll flow a little bit. Now that it's gotten that full and it still catches up on that spout, I get the shovel, kind of shovel it so that it's not packing up on that spout. Kind of the same thing. Except I want to kind of even out the feed. I want to kind of even out the feed that's in here so it's not uneven on the weight when I pick up the bin and put it back. It doesn't have to be perfect. I just like it a little bit better distributed so that I don't have all my weight on one side. The only thing about this is because of the way most of your contemporary tractors, they bring the forks very swiftly off the front end on a very hard angle. That makes it very difficult to see when you have something large in front of you. It's the only thing I don't like about a lot of the new designs. Now, I understand and I know why it's that way. It's that way because that increases the lift capacity of the tractor, gives it a little bit more stability because it's keeping the weight closer to the body of the tractor. So, I mean, I understand that. But as far as an operator standpoint, doesn't make it quite as great, if you know what I'm saying. But we're here. So, all right. You want to go with me, feed the cows? Okay. Let's go feed the cows. Yeah. You're looking good. I tell you, Jet, our old girl, she is so protective because we raised her from a bottle and she just won't have it if any of the other cows get close to me. You know, you might have been able to see I reached out and was petting Layla, and she didn't like that. She come horned in between us. Unfortunately, I'm the one that usually gets knocked around, not them. So I like having cattle that are tame enough to handle when you have to, but when it comes to feeding time, having cattle that tame can also be a negative. All right, I'm gonna get the buckets pulled up for everybody else. I'm gonna sign off for tonight. Tomorrow is going to be a very busy day. So I need to get in the house, get ready, get to bed, get a good night's sleep, and get started tomorrow because we'll have bush hogging to do. We're going to plant some cover crops. Yeah, you've never heard me say that word before, have you? we're, we're going to do cover crops. We're going to do several things that are coming up on our channel that are going to be a little different for us. So just be watching for that, okay? So I'll see you here tomorrow.